Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Leah and I help yoga teachers grow their yoga YouTube channel, especially so that they can grow their yoga business as well. So today I'm showing you exactly how I film, edit and upload my yoga videos and every single process that goes into it. So let's rewind to this morning. We'll take a deep breath and let's flow into it. So despite my cold sore, which I'm hoping, to be honest, because it's just a bit of a scab now, I'm hoping it's going to come off, but we shall see. I'm going to sort out the rest of my face and my hair, ready for our classes. Again, it's one of those things that you can't really see this on camera at all. It just kind of makes me feel a bit better. But the biggest thing, although I'm running out, is powder, just to stop yourself looking shiny. Okay, so now I'm going to show you my setup. Pretty much this room stays as it is, so I don't actually have to do too much to set up in the morning, but I'll turn the camera around and let you see. So this is where I teach. I end up moving all my bolster and stuff, just pushing it that way just so that you can't see it. I kick Millie out, put her in a crate, and then I've got my two box lights up there. So if I stand like in the center of my mat, you'll see what I see. Washing. Ignore that. Who cares what's behind the screen, eh? So I've got my box lights, I've got my camera stand there, I have my laptop behind and I zoom in on my class, so I've got my class plan up. So every time I look towards the camera, I can see exactly what my class plan is. And then from that way, all you can see is pretty much that. And then I tend to sometimes zoom in, which I'll show you in my editing. So normally as well, the best thing to use is 4K on your phone. However, because this is quite a small room, I can't have it on 4K because it's too zoomed in and you can't see me when I stand up. This is why I do like to record outside, but it's getting into winter, the weather is awful, it's just not happening right now. So I have to just film on regular mode, which does mean that the quality isn't as good. But like I say, consistency is also key. So as long as you are still getting content out there, then that's good. And when you can do 4K, do 4K. What I will start doing from when the weather gets better is batch recording outside so that I have a couple of videos lined up so that I can stop recording in this normal mode. But for now, this is what I'm doing. So yep, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to go drop my daughter off to school and then I'm going to come back and start recording. Just one more thing that I forgot to mention is I do my class plans beforehand. So the two classes that I'm recording today, I planned those, what day is it? Tuesday. I planned those last week. Normally I record on a Monday, but had my daughter off yesterday, so doing this today instead. But yeah, I planned those last Friday. So I tend to plan my classes on a Friday so that on Monday I'm ready to record, ready to go, and it's all kind of sorted and then it's there in front of me and I don't have to fuss with trying to plan a class as well. If you do want more tips on planning classes, then stick around, make sure you subscribe because I am going to be doing a how I plan my classes as well, which you do not want to miss. Okay, so before I clip my phone in, I'll just show you quickly what I do. I'll plug my phone in there in a second. I normally have my class up there, but I've actually got it wrote down there because I'm doing this one first. So I'm going to put that in now. It'll face this way and I will get recording. Okay, so I've always got to set my camera on the 0.5 as well, just to make sure I can get all of me in. And then I close this door. Close that one so the dog don't come in, and then this one, because it looks nicer, just doesn't stay there. Door's broken. So anyway, this is what they would then see. I always do a tester, so I'm going to stop this now, check that my head is in the camera. Okay, just watch that back, and it is, but I'm just going to Do that ever so slightly. There we go. Just as a little bit better. The other thing that I will normally do as well, like you can see this, so I'm going to slide that over. I end up zooming in and cutting bits off anyway, but because I don't want to see all of that. So I do tend to zoom in my camera a little bit. The other thing that I do is wipe the camera lens, okay? The amount of times I've recorded a yoga class and forgot to wipe the lens and it's been completely blurry, so that's that. Now, as I record this class, what I will do, show this piece of paper to stand up, is I will also hold the poses for longer than what I think might be necessary. So I'll hold it for like an extra breath, because when you're doing voice backs and you're recording your voice afterwards, sometimes you don't realize how fast you're moving through the flow, and then to try to explain that, sometimes you've already gone on to the next pose and you haven't even really explained the pose that you were in, so you end up kind of rushing, which I absolutely hate. So I always take an extra breath. So anyway, let's begin. Change my mind how I'm going to start. See, I messed up there, I fell backwards, so I'm going to do that bit again. Okay, so that is exactly what I do to record my class. And now what I'll do is I'll take this video, put it onto my laptop and do the voiceover. So normally, actually what I would do is record a few videos and then do all the voiceovers at once. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that right now. Okay, so we are now on the computer. I'm just going to share my screen. Hopefully this will work okay. Entire screen. There we go. Awesome. So I've just transferred that file over to here. Looks like it's done now. So root chakra class. That's what I was doing. So I'm just going to close down this one. So I'm just going to disconnect my phone. Don't want that one to be staying here. So now what I'll do is I edit on Lightworks. Okay, so let's go into Lightworks. I already tend to have a intro and an outro, which I'm actually going to change. I'm not going to do that in this video. Create a new project. Root chakra. Create. Go into that folder, drag it across. What I also want to do is somewhere I have a folder on my desktop with my YouTube stuff. So YouTube and free music from YouTube. This one is. I think this one is. I can't remember where I got this one. It was free anyway. Okay, so I don't want my intro to be too long, so I'm just going to double check this. Just going to put some music in there as well. Obviously, these things take a lot of practice, and the more you do it, the more you edit, the easier it becomes. So don't worry if this kind of stuff takes you a little while to start with. By the way, dragging in the corners then, that just fades in the music. So practice just 3 live classes a week. So I'm going to cut it there. So cut. That'll work. Cut. Yeah. So delete, and then I'll fade in this little end here, and then it's onto the class. So I was obviously talking to start with in this one. Takes a couple seconds to open up the noise bar down here. So I'm just going to wait for that. What's that? There we go. So yeah, that was me talking to the camera. And then it was like, let's begin. And then I changed where I was going to start. So I'm going to start it. Just start it here. So I'm just going to shuffle that back a little bit okay to be looking at the screen. I'm going to cut that, delete that. Let's just get rid of that gap a minute. And before I do that, actually, I'm just going to see if I can share my audio because this never seems to work. Anyway, this one doesn't actually have volume, but I'm just having that on just in case. So I'm going to turn the video off for a second just so I can get rid of any volume that might have come up in that video. I'm going to scroll to the end. Where do I enter the class? Press play. And then we go down for a bit. I like to stay in this position for a bit because the next videos will pop up on either side. So it gives them time to click onto another video if they want to. So I don't want them to see me coming up. So I'm going to go backwards, back. And stop there. And end that. So that there is going to be my class. So what I'm going to do now is my voiceover. So I'll show you exactly how I do that. I don't know if you can see me big or small up here, but got my phone. I use my voice recorder. It's literally just in the Google. I've got a Google phone. It's just in the Google app phone. So I will make sure I can see the screen. I will click play on the screen first and then play on the voice record so that when I add the voice record at the same time as this, it's like a second delay because when I move into a pose, trying to explain this now, when say I step back into Warrior 2, I know I'm doing that because I'm watching and then I'm saying it, but it's better for them to hear it as it's being done, if that makes sense. So it's always good to have it like that couple seconds before if you can. So let's voice record over this. I always tend to I do normally have a glass of water as well, but I'm just going to go for it today. It's a quick class. Make sure Millie's quiet. Normally I lock her out of the room, but we'll see how this goes. Big breath first. Hello and welcome to today's root chakra yoga class. So to start with, come onto your knees, hands on your thighs, lengthen through your spine and just take a couple of slow breaths here, settling into your practice, into your mat today. And then widen the knees, hands out in front and sink your chest down into your child's pose. Just let your forehead. I will skip past most of this because it's the same kind of thing, but you get the idea of how to voice over. Release the hands down to the ground. And I know I messed up on this bit, so I'm going to stop. This is the bit I'm going to edit because I fell backwards, so. Go back down. Slowly rise on up to standing. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. And that's it. So I'm going to save that now in my phone as root chakra. Plug my phone back in. Just allow my phone to transfer files. Let's minimize that. Go into there. Type in, I'll just type in chakra because, yeah, that's going to work. Got my root chakra folder there. So as soon as that comes up, I transfer that into the folder. Hopefully this is all working and you can hear me okay. There we go. Right, transfer the root chakra one over. That takes literally 2 seconds. So close that down. Open Lightworks again. Open the folder. Not that folder. The other folder. Not that folder either. Right, where is this? Desktop. Root chakra. Root chakra. Transfer over. Import. And then I'm going to go to the start of my video. Download that one in there. You can see it cut short just because we've started it that little bit earlier. So I'm just going to test. And then bring the hands to frame the right foot. Step the left foot in about halfway, toes pointed out a little. Okay, so that's in line, which is great. However, I'm going to delete it in a minute because what tends to happen on Lightworks is it'll only go to one audio. So I have to add another audio. Let's just mute those ones a minute. Add it in there. And then that's going to come through both speakers now.
Look towards the top of your mat, take a little step.
Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to go backwards. Just checking I am still recording, aren't I? Yeah, cool. Okay, I'm going to go backwards and I'm going to, I don't know why that's highlighted. Don't want that highlighted. Okay. So here I'm kneeling. I'm going to fast forward it. See when we start getting into standing. Oh yeah, and we've got that little bit to delete as well, haven't we? So actually, let's do that first. So I know it was. Let's just
release the hands down to the ground.
The hands down. Yeah, so I'm going to clip there, and then we go back down about there. Hands down. Delete that. Just that's not what I meant to do. That's because I didn't cut it. Right, cut. Clip that one. And that one. Do that. Release that, and then I'm just going to double check that that goes in okay.
Release the hands down to the ground. Slowly rise.
So you see it jumps a little bit. So what I'm going to do is this front bit, this first bit is all like pretty much laid on the floor anyway. So we're going to go to the end of that, go to the start of that, click the little toggle in the middle just so it comes up on here. Right, transform. Put that over, drag it so it zooms in a little. So mostly on the ground now anyway. You don't want to be too far away from the camera, right? So now
release the hands down to the ground.
Now it jumps back, but it's fine because the whole screen gets bigger. So it's like that was intentional. I've zoomed in and zoomed out. So this is all standing. Obviously, I can't zoom in on that because there's nowhere to zoom in on because I'm top to bottom there. So unfortunately, I think that side of my camera that I didn't want on camera is going to have to stay there for now. Doesn't matter anyway. Bit of realism, eh? Okay, so then we go down. So from here to the end is, I'm just going to make sure that is definitely to the end of that. VX, transform. I'm going to zoom in again. I will move that just so I know the highest point. It's probably me sat up, isn't it? I'm going to zoom in a tiny bit more. Make sure that that is at the bottom of the screen. Don't want any black bits showing, and then make sure that that's in the middle. I'd say that's about right. Because I do my twist, you also want to make sure that that's in the shot, which it is. Okay, now one more thing, not done yet, is firstly, I'm just going to get rid of wherever there's a gap there. Now, the whole entire thing, apart from the intro, I'm going to just adapt the colors slightly. So let's go on there. So color correction. I'm just going to move me to the side. Okay, so we're going to turn up the brightness a little bit. I always do the brightness a little bit too much and then up the contrast slightly. And then saturation. I always think it's better when it's just nice and bright. So see, now that that bit's zoomed in, that looks a little bit too bright. So I'm just gonna lower that ever so slightly. It's a bit too contrasty. I think that's fine. Nice and bright. You've got to think like cinema style as well. So sometimes you might think it's too bright or too colorful, whatever, but it doesn't come out that way once you upload it. Like it just looks like an average video. Nobody's videos are dark. So, and that's it. So we've got the intro. Let's just double check that. down.
Hello and welcome to today's root.
We've got our little bit there that skips over.
Down to the ground. Slowly.
What I would sometimes do as well is if there's places where I stop to look at my class plan, because I do that quite often, I'll then cut those bits out as well. But I think that was absolutely fine today. So we're going to save this. So now I'm going to export. I'm going to do root chakra for YouTube. Okay, so now that that's saving and that's going to take a while, we're going to do the title, the tags, and the description. And normally I would have already had these done, but I didn't today. So obviously you want to use your keywords you want to be found. So mine is going to be morning yoga for grounding and morning yoga for grounding. This is why I normally do it before, because I'm like, hang on, and then I think too much. Morning yoga for grounding, root chakra class. See, I feel like that needs more keywords. Oop, fly in my face. I mean, we did a lot of balancing, morning yoga for grounding and balancing. A lot of people like balancing as well. Root chakra class. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. Okay, so tags. We're gonna go morning yoga class, morning root chakra, morning yoga for grounding. These might seem a little bit quite niched, like, you know, I'm not just doing yoga or grounding, because you won't get found that way. You have to have more. Morning yoga for balancing, how to improve your balance, how to feel grounded. You got to think of things that people are more likely to type into YouTube. How to feel grounded. I'm going to do root chakra yoga class, grounding yoga class. Normally have your tag in there as well. Lakota? Kora yoga. I hate that Google Docs always does this with my name. Doesn't matter how many times I say that is my name, keep it in there. Lakora yoga. I'm also going to put Leah Hein yoga, my name, my actual name. And then we're going to add a few more things. So yoga for grounding and balancing. Morning root chakra class. I can't actually remember what I've put in here. So we also want to do a Muladhara class, Muladhara yoga class, yoga for the Muladhara chakra, yoga for the root chakra, how to open your root chakra, balance, energy balancing yoga class. I'm not sure how many tags that is, but we will find out when we get into the actual YouTube app. Okay, so description. You want to add a lot of keywords in that first little bit of your description. I already have. I'm just going to quickly go onto my YouTube. So I'm just going to go into this one in a minute. So the top line always changes. The rest stays exactly the same. Once you have a description, you can keep it. So for me, it's my grab your 5-day free trial to my membership. And then I've got a bunch of freebies, connect on social, and my disclaimer. So for the description, you just need a little paragraph there. So we're going to go, welcome to this. You also want to look at your tags and look at what tags you've put in there. Welcome to this energy balancing morning class that helps to open up your root chakra, also known as Muladhara chakra, to get your energy flowing and to help you feel grounded and balanced. There's a lot of keywords in there. That's pretty good. So that is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just look back at my video. Yeah, it's still uploading. So once that's uploaded, I'm then going to upload that to YouTube. I will add these, and obviously I need to make my cover photo. So again, we will quickly go over that now. Sorry, this video is going to be long, but helpful. So I've got my yoga classes. Normally have the same kind of style. So I'm just going to delete the pictures because that's not relevant. So we're going to do, the title shouldn't be what your title is on here. Okay, so mine's morning yoga for grounding and balancing root chakra class. It shouldn't necessarily be that. So what I'm probably going to do is I might just do ground and balance. I'm going to do ground and balance. Ground and balance. And then I will upload my picture in a minute once this is done, because if I mess with this, sometimes it messes up the editing. So we'll wait for that and then we will upload the picture. Okay, that is done. So I'm going to close that down. I'm going to scroll back through here and find an awesome photo. So all those ones were away from the camera actually, weren't they? I do. Let's just open it up. I never have that many with warrior tubes.
Nice deep bend now in the left leg.
So you also want to make sure that you are smiling in the class, because then obviously when you scroll through, you can get smiling.
Down your shoulders, looking over your left fingertips.
I think about that. Okay, so I'm going to print screen, close it back down, minimize that, go into here, paste that one. Obviously your cover photos are the first thing that people see, so they really do need to be on point. That's why I'm going to get rid of those bars in the background. I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger. I've got some plans here. Okay, so I'll leave that about there. Now I am going to copy that, remove the background. Put that over there, and then obviously now we can't see the writing, so I'm going to have to change this around a bit. So what I'm going to do is make this a little bit bigger. And then you can just have a little play with like how you put it. I mean, that, I know I'm covering up the and, but ground balance. It's not too bad. What the other thing that I would also do, I'm just going to get rid of that a little bit there a minute. Get rid of that top one. Oh, I've got a gap there. Okay, so what I tend to do as well is I will also use a fade. Position backwards, forward to there. So that it's behind the writing, but not behind this image either. So I will also make that bigger so it fades further down. Might just get rid of that. Ground and balance. Okay, so do you know what I mean? Like there's so much you can do with cover photos, but for now, I think I'm going to stick with that one. I might just change the color of that back one slightly. Make it less bright, I think. Just so that the white stands out a little bit more. Obviously, this isn't doing anything to the front bit, it's just changing me. Make it a little less saturated as well so that I'm standing out more. And then I will make sure that that fade goes all the way to the end again and change me slightly to the complete opposite. So a tiny bit brighter, maybe. Not too much, because I will look like a ghost. And then just change the saturation up a little bit. So it makes me stand out a little bit more. Ground, balance, done. I'm just going to make sure that that is a little bit bigger so that you can see it. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to download that one. Go into YouTube. Create, upload video.
Oops. Select files. I'm gonna find that video first. Edited videos, route to chakra video. Download. Obviously, this is a 14-minute, 30-second long video as well. So you could also have 15-minute in there. So we're going to go back to this. We're going to copy our title. We're going to copy this top bit because the rest is already in there. I've set that up so it already comes up. Scroll down. Upload file. Obviously, we've just done that one. That's our ground and balance cover. Go down again, show more, go into the tags. I'm going to get rid of those. It always comes up with, well, you can make it come up with some, but it's better to have some specific to this video to be found better. Scroll down and then you can see how much time you've got, like how much space you got, sorry. So 403, 500. So I've got a little bit more space. So now I can add some more things. So I could put things that people might search that I would come up. So online yoga membership. Okay, I'm trying to advertise my membership, online yoga membership. Or even a 5-day touch your toes challenge, because I mentioned that in the video, which actually I need to put that in the description as well. So I will do that. Lakura yoga online. Just fill up the rest of these tags, really make the most of it. Even things like red leggings, okay, because I've got red leggings on. Okay, so what I am going to do is I'm going to scroll back up to the description. And oh, I've got my 5-day closer thing in there. Anyway, so that's fine. So that's in there. So I'm going to click next. Add an end screen. I always want an end screen in there. We're going to have the subscribe button and then a video to watch. Click save. I always put best for viewer, but obviously if you've mentioned a specific video, you can then do that as well. Cards, did I mention anything else in that video? I only mentioned my challenge. That's fine. That's in the description. Go next. And then this is where you can schedule it. So I'm not going to schedule this one just yet because I'm not sure when I'm going to schedule it for. So I am going to go back to this, click private for a second, click save.
So there you have it, the exact process that I use to plan, record, edit and upload my yoga classes. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions, leave a comment in the comment section down below, and don't forget to download your free YouTube guide if you haven't downloaded it yet. The link is in the description and it's a whole guide on how to get started on YouTube and to boost your channel. So go and grab that and I'll see you next time.